Happy day. It's Madison with Restorative. Thank you for being here today. Last week we talked about our heart chakra, which I still am so happy that we did. I want to say a couple little teeny things about that before we moved to the throat. And so I'm going to do that right now. The things I wanted to add about the heart chakra, one is to, just for like a nice visual too of how you can even imagine how like it's been played out so many times in front of our faces, is like the Grinch. And I thought it was appropriate, right? Because it's December and here we grow. Hopefully all of us are growing. But with that, you know, that's really what it was, right? At the end of the day, it was like his heart ended up, like the traumas and the things that caused him to be so grinchy is really at the end of the day what melted off, blasted out, fell away, healed, potentially, right? With that healing, he was able to grow and give love, and there is that whole story right at the end. It's like overcoming that and filling your heart with love. Super powerful, right? And it is hard, and it is happening to tons of people through circumstances beyond their control, belief, or imagination, right? But with that, right, like that's why they tell people how to work and grow through these things without going to the dark side. Because love wins every time, and that's basically what I had to get out of my mouth because I love that part. Love wins every time. So I wanted to say that, and then moving back up to our throat chakra. And I love that too, because you can imagine you just go right from here and you just go up a little bit. And I don't think I need the book to show you that your throat chakra is right here in the center of your heart. And how interesting too, like you could take it back to like even Little Mermaid. I've watched a lot of shows in my life. But the throat chakra is your truth, right? It's the truth, okay? Why did the sea witch want the Little Mermaid's voice? So she couldn't use the truth to save the day. But that's the truth. That's your throat chakra, okay? In doing these working with your chakras, you learn how to connect with each one of them. It's almost like its own beautiful relationship with different energies that you have within you, right? So like your voice, your truth. And when I think about the throat chakra, I often think there's a skeletal image I remember I've seen before where it was like, it wasn't the skeletal, it was like the connectives, right? So it had the eyes and then like what it was connected to, like the inside view of it was probably, I think it was it was a art exhibit I remember about the body. Interesting enough, the throat chakra, like that's why they have like ear, nose, and throat doctors, right? All of these things are connected. All of the face stuff, right? It's connected. So it's like, it's almost like a gate before it could get to the heart or leave something, right? So it's either gonna come in through your sight, your vision. I know that's eyes, but that's okay. I'll save that for third eye. But I think you either, what you hear, the truth or the lies of what comes into your ears, and then you digest it down, you know. The truth of the words people are you, the words you say out of your mouth, out of your being. So, and the nose, right? People say you can smell BS a mile away. You can if you're in tune. You really can. Yeah, you can. So anyways, so with that, So that connectivity right there for your throat chakra, this truth, right? The color, if you ever wanted to know, if you haven't looked by now, is sky blue. And I really love that because I'm always looking at the sky. So for me, it's easy to imagine, just if I was connecting with my throat chakra, it's easy to imagine a clear sky, and then whatever I'm struggling with is a gray or black cloud gumming up the works. But so that's a really nice visual for that. Now, our voice, our truth, and other truths, right? It's so important about those. It's so important to muddle through these truths in life, and to remember how important your voice is and your truth to whatever the circumstances. There are so many things. There are so many things with our truths of situations that really will paralyze people to fear. I've done chakra work or just energy work in general, and I'll say this. One thing I love about our chakras is they are in every one of us, gender neutral. These chakras, everybody's got them. Everywhere. All of us have chakras in our being, and it's our energy. Okay? So I think one real truth that we need to also say here, speaking of truth, is these traumas, the abuse that we endure, whether it's a isolated incident or repeated or lifelong, these traumas and these things are happening to men and women, girls and boys. This the truths are that, right? Like mental abuse is happening on all scales. Physical abuse is happening on all scales. People almost know for a fact too, despite programming or just conditioning of it, women actually hit men more than women, or women actually hit men more than men hit women. I was very fortunate to be taught early in life, well, for one, don't do anything to anybody you don't want done to yourself. But also, I remember being told very seriously, if you ever choose to hit a man, you must be prepared to be hit back. Now, I'm not advocating for domestic violence. I'm saying men have been abused too, and so have women. And that's not the blame that we're looking for, who does what to who. I'm looking for, the truth is, stop hurting each other. Sexual abuse. Again, look around. Look at people's traumas. This is happening to girls and boys. I want to say equally. So remember that and help stop these things from happening by using your voice. When you see something, say something. When your inner child is hurt because it was hurt, love that inner child and find that love with your inner child and work night and day to soothe and find your truth. Speak your truth. Help others remember that the truth is those things are not right and should not be happening on every level. Manipulation, lies, constant lies, right? You know, if you fudge a little bit just to finesse something to happen versus if I say this, this will happen and this will happen and now I've created this. If those things aren't coming from a wonderful, loving, honest, truth place, it may work for a minute. You might get away with your actions being less than truth or in that integrity, only for a little bit. Know where your truth is, stay in integrity with that. I live in truth and integrity always. Is something you could be striving for. Doesn't mean that please, not perfect me. No, I struggle with all of this, working through constantly to keep in alignment. But the truth is, we all know our truths. We all know that we are capable of overcoming whatever our truths are, that we don't like, we don't want to have, we don't want to live. And that's the truth. Our throat chakras are really powerful, and I'll tell you what, when you spend the time and you do the work, and I'm going to touch on work in a second. When you do the time and when you work through and spend the time to clear your chakras, especially your throat chakra, you'll notice, and your voice doesn't have to be anything traumatic like that. I mean, your voice could be something just so beautiful to use your voice. I heard somebody doing their song with a sound bowl the other day. It was phenomenal. Their voice for that. I mean, your voice can be, your truth is your truth. What I'm saying is, when our truth isn't so aligned is when it gets crazy. And then those other things that are so just not true at all, or don't need to be the truth because they shouldn't be happening. That's what I mean by that. But anyways, I digress. Just your truth. Work to live in it. Work to align. Blast out everything in here that doesn't fit with the real truth of you. Whatever that is. Your authentic truth to yourself and to this being, that's what the universe is wanting to hear. Your vibration. So what's true and pure to you doesn't have to be true and pure to others. It's okay. But it really has to be that genuine loving space and that truth of what you take in too. Look for taking in the loving things too, and the truth around you. It's okay to question what people say, and find the real truth in certain matters, because it's not easy to navigate always. But when you do that work and you do clear away, you find yourself in a space that you'll really enjoy. Because when things aren't in aligned or aren't in that truth or don't have those good intentions, it's almost like your energy is like, hiya! And it's like your own little force field of nothing but the truth may enter your zone. I love you guys very much. There's a couple of things that I didn't get to say this week, but I'll tag them on next week, and that's all right. Next week, I think we'll do the solar plexus. I'm gonna wait till after my friend gets into town. She's a dancer and she's gonna teach me hula, and then once I work on that, I'll be ready to do the sacral chakra. In the meantime, I hope that if chakras at all interest you, that you have taken some time to look at them. It's so important. It just is. I really actually wouldn't be here if I didn't think that it helped. I love you guys. Have a beautiful week. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. And that's it. Fill your heart with love. Still remember that. And also speak your truth. It's always better than anything else. I love you. Bye.